Hi, so I'm Lani, and this is a new channel that I'm starting, because besides music, I really love animals, and I just thought this would be a really fun thing to do with 5 months being off of uni that I have and with nothing else to do. Currently, I only have one pet, and that is my crested gecko called Bartie. Yeah. First ever pet that I've had on my own, like my own pet that I paid for and I look after all the time, and he's in my room. I have owned a bunny and 2 guinea pigs before. I do want more pets, obviously. It's just money and space and time and stuff, so we're in the process, and I also want to document that. It's just like the reality of like owning pets and thinking about owning pets. Because they're a big commitment. Anyway, with all that said, today I'm going to be making my crested gecko's enclosure bioactive. I do love his enclosure right now. There's nothing wrong with his enclosure right now. The only reason I'm choosing to go bioactive is just for my sake, cleaning and keeping on top of stuff, because the thought of having to clean it out every month if it's not bioactive is not ideal for me. I will show you all the things I've got so far. I'm really hoping they're gonna come today, because I am going to Paris in a few days and I really want to get it done before then. So we're working on a bit of a time schedule. If it doesn't come in time, I'll just have to do it tomorrow, but really not ideal. So I will be introducing you to Bartie very soon. I will do that when I have to get him out anyway. For now, I'm just going to go through some of the bits that I've got already. I'm going to keep his enclosure mostly the same because he's just sort of gotten used to how it is in there. I haven't had him for very long, so I don't want to completely change it up. Just want to add a few things. For now, let's go through what I've got. The first things are live plants. So the first plant I've got, I'm not going to be able to pronounce these names, so I'm just going to show you. That's that one. It looks like this. I think it was really cute, and it was quite cheap, and I was just like, oh, he'll enjoy climbing on that or hiding in it. And hopefully these will grow in as well. They'll grow bigger, they'll grow into his enclosure. And I only got one other plant. That's that plant. Looks like this. So these 2 plants, I'll be planting them in the bottom of the enclosure. And that's soil all over my bed, but that's fine. Another crucial aspect of bioactive is having a cleanup crew, which usually includes having springtails and some form of isopods to stay in the bottom of the enclosure, clean up any waste, any, plant debris. So here I have some springtails, which you're not going to be able to see because they're literally like minuscule. And then I also have some isopods, and I specifically have moo cows. I'll try and show you one in there in a moment. Can you see? So these will also be going in the bottom with these guys. So before the soil and the like drainage rocks and stuff come, and the new background that I've got for him, that's pretty much all I've got. I'm really hoping they'll come today. We'll see if they come today. If they don't, they don't. But yeah, and then I'll show you his current enclosure. I'll introduce you to him and we'll get started on making it bioactive. So, as you can probably tell, it's an entirely different day. I've actually been to Paris and back. The things that I needed to come before doing this ended up not coming in time, so I thought, do you know what? I'll just do it when I get back from Paris. I'm going to show you a few bits, the bits that I was waiting on that I've got now, and then I'll introduce you to Bartie and we'll get started. So the first thing I got is this huge cork background, because the one I have at the moment is like polystyrene, and I heard that that's like not very good for, keeping it clean, and it harvests bacteria. So I've got a cork one now, and it's bark, and he'll love it. I've also got some hydro rocks in here to make the drainage layer, and then just a big bag of cocoa soil, whatever you want to call it, but that's the substrate those are the bits I've got. So I don't really have like a proper temporary home that Bartie could stay in while I do this, but I do know that he loves to sleep in the toys on my bed. So I think, to be honest, I'm just gonna get him out and hope that he finds a comfy spot and falls asleep in my toys, and then I can just get on with it. But let me go get him and I will introduce you to him. So this is Bartie. He's a little bit grumpy because I've just woken him up from his sleep, but he is super adorable. He is a Dalmatian crested gecko. Right now he's kind of fired up because, as I said, I just woke him up, but he is so sweet and so cute. Aren't you, boy? I'm sort of just gonna hope that he will be nice and fall asleep in my toys. He's happy because he gets to sleep, and I'm happy because I get to work on his enclosure. But he is just the sweetest little boy. I love him so much. Off he goes. Yeah, that's Bartie. He just wants to explore. Look at him, he's so cute. Do you want to go find somewhere to sleep, boy? He keeps trying to run off my bed, and so I keep putting him down, and now he's looking at me like this. You little freak. Just go to sleep. I turned around for 2 seconds and shat to myself because I didn't know where he was. But can you see him in there? Kind of. There he is. All cuddled up in there. So I'm gonna wait for him to fall asleep, which he probably will because he's all cozy now, and then we'll get started. So Bartie is all comfy in my bed now. So the first thing we need to do is literally take everything out of here and give it a clean, and like get all the decorations out and everything, and get his old food and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna time lapse me taking literally everything out of here and giving it a wipe down and stuff. So I've taken all of his decorations out. They're all just on the floor for now, and this is what we're left with. So I need to now find a way to get all the substrate out, get the back out, and I will clean all these before I put them back in. So let's sort all this out. So I've got a palette that I'm gonna makeshift as a like spade to scoop everything out, because I can't bother to go get an actual one. I've got a bag I'm gonna try and put all the substrate into. We're just gonna try and get all this out. This is probably gonna be the hardest bit, so let's just get on with it. That was hard work and massively hurt my back, but I've got everything out. It's in this state now. It's all clean, well, mostly clean at the bottom. Obviously I can't get every tiny little bit. Checked on Bartie, he's all good. I'm gonna sit down for a sec and let my back recover because I was bending in such an awkward position, and then I'm gonna try and get the background out, which I realised might be a bit of a problem with all the hooks, and I really don't want to have to remove the hooks, but if I have to, I have to, but we'll see. So yeah, it's getting serious. I put my hair up. No, it's really hot. I managed to get the background out. It's all good. I'm just gonna throw this away, honestly. Like, it's just polystyrene. It's been in his enclosure for a while. So this is now what we've got, an entirely empty enclosure, which is crazy. I don't know why I said it like that. Don't worry, I cringed at myself. Anyway, I have this Reptile Safe Vivarium disinfectant that I'm gonna spray the whole enclosure down, give it all a good wipe, and then we'll work on putting the stuff in. But first I need to show you how Bartie is sleeping right now, because honestly, my heart. So he's just in here sleeping away. Don't want to disturb him, so So I've entirely cleaned out the enclosure. It's entirely clean. Now, the next thing I need to do is try and get this in, and also I'm going to velcro it to the back wall, or maybe I don't need to, but I need to find a way to get this in because the polystyrene was quite easy to get out around the hooks because you can bend it. This is a little bit bendable, but not so bendable. Yeah, let me open this and I'll try and work it out. I might not film it if I'm just literally fighting with it, but we'll have a look. Okay, I didn't film that because I was kind of just struggling with it, as I said, but I actually managed to get in really nice. Look at that. It's nice, it's in, I got it past all the hooks, so I'm really pleased with that. So now, I'm going to take these hydro rocks, they're quite heavy, and pour them all in the bottom, so such a weird. I'm going to film this because it might be kind of ASMR, but this is going to make up the drainage layer. By the way, I did get most of this stuff, including the stuff that I already had from Swell Reptiles, but not sponsored, obviously. But I do love Swell Reptiles, so let's pour these in then. That actually was a horrible noise, wasn't it? Now I've got this mesh, which I need to cut to the size of my enclosure, like the bottom, which is 45 by 45. And this is going to act like the separation layer between the drainage layer and the substrate, but I need to cut this to the right size first, so I'll be right back. I've spread the balls out, I've put the mesh in, and now I'm just going to put the substrate on top. I'm not going to film that because I think it's just kind of boring, so I'll come back once I've done that. Okay, so now I've got all the substrate and stuff in, is the fun bit where we get to decorate it again. I'm gonna keep it pretty much the same because he is still a new gecko. I don't want to change his entire setup. So I'm gonna clean off all of the decorations and put them back in, and I also get to plant my new plants, and then we get to add the cleanup crew, which I'm very, very excited for. I'm going to time-lapse it, I think. I know this video has been a lot of time-lapses. It's just because it takes me a lot longer, obviously, in real life to do it than it will on a time-lapse. I don't want this video to be really long. And finally, we can put Bartie back in. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so oh my god, it looks so good. I decided to keep the live plants in their pots because I don't want them to grow too big. Hopefully they'll grow a little bit still. So I've got the pothos and the, I can't remember what this one's called, and I put all the fake plants back in, and just look at how good it looks. Hopefully the pothos will grow up a bit and it'll be giving like higher stuff to climb on, but it's still got that log, and yeah, I'm really happy. Last few things I need to do. I need to put some sphagnum moss and some leaf litter in the bottom, then we'll add the cleanup crew. So I'm going to do that quickly, then it's time to mist it and put Bartie back in. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it's looking. So I've just put in all the sphagnum moss and leaf litter. It looks kind of messy because I just sort of threw it in. It'll settle, you know, it'll do its thing. Now it's time to add these guys that have been living down here for the longest time. And I'm going to put them in. I've realised that I've not left a lot of floor space to try and pour them in, but I'm just gonna, they'll make their way around. So I think I'm gonna start with the springtails. I had some rotting potato in with them, but I'm going to now take that out. They'll have new food to enjoy, and I'm just gonna shove this whole thing in, as in I'm not gonna like find the springtails. Springtails are so small, so I'm gonna just put them in with that thing. Okay, hopefully I've not thrown away any springtails with that, because you really can't see them. These guys are so small. So I'm trying to find, if I remove this I might have a better, yeah. So I'm gonna sprinkle them about. Oh, that landed mostly on the plants, but Oh fuck. I'm very good at this. I'm gonna do my best detective work to try and find out if there are any more springtails left in here. I can't see any movement. Okay, well that'll have to do because I can't see if there are any left. So, and then these will be easier because they're bigger and I can actually see where they are. We've got the moo cows who are actually currently eating their potato that I put in there for them, but I'm gonna have to take it out. But you can actually see these guys, they're so much easier to see. So I'm also just gonna throw them in with what they've got in here. It'll just be so much easier. Well, also hopefully Bartie won't eat them, but he shouldn't do. There's so much soil and dirt everywhere in my bedroom right now. I'm gonna give it a good clean. We're almost done, so this is just the last hurdle. There we go. Got it open. Can you guys get off the potato, please? I need to throw it away. These are my moo cows. They're going in. You can't really see, I know. So I can't do this in a better way, really. Yeah, my moo cows, they're all in. I can see these guys, so I can see that there's none left in there. That's all empty. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna spray it down, then I'm gonna film me putting Bartie back in. But yeah, that's pretty much all done. I know it's really messy, but it'll settle, it'll be fine. So yeah, in you go. I'm gonna put him back in his favorite spot, which is his little leaves, and he's going in. Go on, boy, in you go. Good boy. So he'll probably just sleep in his leaves for the rest of the day, but hopefully he'll explore this tonight. And oh my god, I need to turn his heat lamp back on. But oh my god, I am so pleased with it. It is so nice. So yeah, if you are still here, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching this new kind of content. If you did enjoy it, then just let me know, because I enjoyed making this and I want to make more pet content, Bartie content. This was a lot of hard work, but very worth it for, you know, for him, and also so I don't have to clean it. So yeah, just let me know if you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.